What's up guys, it's McNulty here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. So the big news today is not the Monster Island offer, it's not even the Monster Island portal. The big news today is that finally the freaking Monster Island event is coming back, and we've got just under 24 hours until it starts, so it should be here tomorrow. Bear in mind, it says for global beta, your alliance needs to have more than 1,000 or 10,000 alliance score during the preparation phase. If you don't see it, you probably won't be included in it, so I apologize for those who are under the 10,000 score, but for those who aren't, which is probably the vast majority, I'm getting pretty excited because I'm hoping that Monster Island is going to be a bit souped up, a bit new, different, rewards are going to be better, all that good stuff. But for today, we also have alongside the event a brand freaking spanking new hero, and it looks like he's just broken a whole tree or over himself. It's actually like a monster wing, but in the picture it looks like a freaking tree trunk. This guy looks pretty insane. I mean, like, that is an outfit and a half. Like, he is definitely going to be one of the more popular monster hunters, and especially bringing that massive wing to dinner. I think that people are going to be able to eat pretty damn well. I believe there is actually a new Monster Hunter Rises game coming out on the Xbox, which is supposed to be pretty awesome. But, you know, for those of us roped up in the world of Empires and Puzzles, AMUND looks like the next best thing. So yeah, we're going to have a closer look at this guy today, see what he's all about, see whether he is strong or whether he is just, well, pretty like big and doesn't really do much. So first of all, he is of course a holy hero. And right away I can see he is of the fighter class, which is pretty awesome because he gets a chance to revive, and he is of the Monster Hunter family. So now, because it's been a while, we do have different families. We will just do a quick recap. For the Plains Hunter family, heroes become stronger when you team them up with other members. For 2, 3, 4, or 5 heroes, you get 5, 10, 15, or 20% attack. So straight up attack stat bonus, and that is what they get. They also get a bonus of extra attack, defense, and health during the Monster Island event, which will be ongoing again soon, which is absolutely awesome, and 50% less permanent damage taken. So remember, when you are in the island, you take damage, and that damage can stack up, and then you need to go back to the base to refresh your heroes. Well, we'll see if, you know, what's changed, etc. But yeah, I'm really actually looking forward to this Monster Island event. We'll see what's happening. So yeah, they do get extra bonuses if you do have some of these guys in your team. Passive, so he gets the special skill damage reduction, 10% chance to drop direct damage received from special skills to 1. That's a strong effect, doesn't trigger all the time, but then again, the ninjas have like a 10% chance to dodge, and it feels like it triggers, you know, 10% 100% of the time. So you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, 1 chance to drop damage to 1 is pretty cool. The Hunter's Mark. So when he casts his special skill, he casts a Hunter's Mark on a random enemy, and the target receives 150 damage over 3 turns. Really not that big of a skill. I would sort of compare this to like spawning Underwild gems, or the super elemental heroes spawning their little power crystals, or whatever they're called, on the board. It does a little bit of damage every turn to that enemy. It can be ramped up, so if the target already has the duration or the effect, the duration gets refreshed and the damage will be increased by an extra 150 HP. But it's really not going to trigger that often, so don't worry too much about that. The other passive is cool though. Let's have a look over the stats. So we can see here he is in keeping with our other hero. I'm keeping a very, very close eye on stats now, especially with the new releases, just because they have promised that they will be slowing down the power creep and balancing out the new releases. So you know what, when a developer promised something like that, we got to keep them honest, guys. We got to keep them honest. So 1166 team power is definitely in keeping with where we are at the moment. Let's have a little look at how that's spaced out. So 1194 on attack, 1149 on defense, and 2156 health. So super duper stats, but really well balanced across the board, leaning a little bit more to the attack. So let's have a little look with the Ether talent. Fiend Resist, again, not my favorite Ether talent, but you know, it can come in clutch sometimes, but only against very specific heroes. So far, everything's all right. Like the passives are like all right. The Ether talent is all right. The class is really good. And then the family bonus is really good, provided the Monster Hunter Island event really takes off in a big way and is actually, you know, everything that we thought it could be initially. Okay, so let's move on to the special, which is called Carve the Bones. You can see he's a bit of a bone collector. He's carved him a nice bone shield, some bone gauntlets, and a little bone knife as well. Like he's really into his bone carving, this dude. Like he might look like a brute, but actually he's a pretty creative type. So the special is at average speed, Carve the Bones. He deals 350% damage to all enemies. Wow. Summons a bone trap fiend for all enemies, and the fiend damages the enemy with 45% attack every turn. Now the damage increases by 8% every turn up to a maximum of 93%, and the bone trap fiend absorbs healing and disappears when it's absorbed health equal to 45% of its owner's max health. Okay, it's pretty cool because he's doing a lot of damage and he's got a really, really good high attack stat. So that, you know, in and of itself is awesome. The bone trap fiend though, it kind of really reminds me of Black Caesar. Like this is almost like a carbon copy of Black Caesar. I think Black Caesar is obviously he's red, but he does 335% damage to all, if I remember correctly. And then he gives a fiend which deals 100% attack and heals, maybe it's 45%, somewhere around 45% until it's removed. So yeah, it's basically a carbon copy of Black Caesar, just in a different class and with slightly different passives. So if you like Black Caesar, you're gonna like AMUND. I mean, there's not a huge amount to dislike about him. Just massive damage up front and solid fiends that go on the enemy. But other than that, like he's not that interesting of a hero. He's just a major damage dealer. That being said, where he will be really, really good is in the Monster Island event. So if you don't know by now, like you get these massive swarms of enemies that come forward. And if you don't have a good couple of hit all heroes, it makes dealing with those swarms so much more difficult. Because you could just do target and nearby all day long, but they just keep swarming and swarming. And the whole goal is to kind of chop them down as quickly as you can. So heroes like this are going to be really, really good, specifically for the Monster Hunter Island event, but they can be used elsewhere. He'll be good. He'll be really good in Bloody Battle, like the 5-star tournament that we've got going on at the moment. He'll be extremely good in that on defensive teams because you can't heal away the fiends. And I think he'll be really cool as part of a holy stack as well, because if you just want that raw damage dealer, that's what this guy's all about. So I'm not mad at it. I think he's a pretty good hero. I'm going to give him, because I like Black Caesar, I like what he's all about, I'm going to give him a solid A+ for AMUND. This monster huntering, crazy looking dude. So yeah, I dig him. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about AMUND. Do drop us a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you aren't subscribed already. Share it with your mother, guys. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.